Season 10 is just around the corner, meaning a brand new battle pass with a new theme for the skins and the story. And today I'm going to be talking about what that theme will be based on leaks, things happening on the map, and even something Epic Games revealed by accident. Now before we get into the video, guys, got a cool announcement. This video is sponsored by Amino. Amino is this awesome app that has like a bunch of stuff to check out, and it's also got this story feature which is really cool. And there's a bunch of fun ones to watch and check out. And like you can search for types of stories and things that you want to find, like Fortnite, for example. Gotta have Fortnite stuff. Got plenty of Fortnite stories, and I've even made my own story that you guys should check out. Got some like bonus things about the robot, and you can find that by going to the search and like typing in my profile name, and you'll be able to find my account, TheLlamaSir. So be sure to follow it and turn on the notifications, and you can even check out my like story right there, which is about the robot. But I'll save that for you guys to check out in the app. There will be a link down below in the description to download it, and also in the pinned comment. So be sure to check it out. Helps out the channel. So yeah. But yeah, guys, as for today's video, be sure to watch it until the end because we have so much to cover. The theme of the battle pass, the theme of stuff and things happening on the map, and of course going over some things and changes with the robot and how that plays into it. So overall, it's a very fun video, and if you do enjoy it, hit that like button down below. And without further ado, let's jump on into it here. So starting out this video, guys, let's talk about the previous season. Since this is all about season 10, you know, the next season on the list. First of all, let's talk about what it cannot be and how this, you know, plays into the story, how the story builds up from season 2 into season 10, and how that's going to affect the theme of things. So starting it out here right away, you have season 2, which was basically, there wasn't too much story stuff going on, but there were some interesting things in the battle pass. Basically, it was sort of night themed. Like you had the Black Knight, you had the other two that were like silver and blue. That seemed to be like the main theme. However, there wasn't really a huge theme. Then in season 3, you got the space type skins, and also the Reaper, which was obviously like John Wick themed, but I believe that had to do a little bit with the meteor and stuff like that. So obviously space was the theme of that. And then with the superheroes, this is where it started to, you know, more so connect with the story that was happening. The superheroes had to do with the meteor, and they turned out to be sort of like fake superheroes, like just from movies and stuff. They didn't actually save us. But yeah, that was season 4. Then in season 5, it sort of took a break from the story because you had the summer skins and the Vikings. Obviously, it was summertime in season 5, and that is like a year ago. Oh my goodness, guys. Comment down below if you've been playing for over a year. You know I have. But how many of you are OGs? I want to know. So yeah, also with that, you had the Vikings, and that sort of fit in with the Viking village and stuff. And I guess also Drift with the rifts, but nothing like crazy to do with the story. Then you had the Halloween / different costumes. You had the Dyer. That was more so taking a break. Had a little bit to do with like the monsters and stuff with, I think, Kevin the Cube. Then we started to get into the interesting stuff here with the Ice King / winter theme of things. Obviously, that had to do with the change to Polar Peak. All of that winter stuff and the Ice King arriving on his iceberg, crashing into the map. That was the big theme of season 7. After that, you had season 8 with the pirates and the explorers having to do with the jungle, you know, exploring the jungle and things like that. Obviously, Lazy Lagoon fits in with the things that were happening on the map at that time. And then obviously with season 9, we got all of the futuristic stuff to fit in with Neo Tilted and Mega Mall. So with that being said, this leads me into the first main clue of season 10. Obviously, it cannot be any of that stuff, but that also means that most likely the battle pass skins are going to fit in with the theme of whatever happens on the map in season 10. Again, in season 9, the skins matched what was happening on the map. In season 8, it matched what was happening on the map. In season 7, it also matched what was happening on the map. But overall, these skins have recently been matching what is happening on the map. And obviously, the biggest thing right now is the robot and the monster fight that is going to be happening. Whatever happened after that fight, that is going to be the big event of this season. Whatever changes the map, that is what is going to be the theme of the battle pass, more than likely, judging from what has happened with these past seasons. That's just how it has worked in the past, and it's got to be how it's going to work in the future. Now then, what is that theme going to be? How is that theme going to work? Well, if you take a look at things, there's two main themes that I think are super duper likely. Like, guys, if these are not the themes, I'm going to be insanely surprised, but it has to be one of these themes. Now, I'll save the second one for last because it's kind of my personal favorite, and you definitely want to see it, but let's talk about the first of the two themes, and that is like a post-apocalyptic type theme. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, I mean like ravaged type skins with like maybe metal all over them, and honestly, it could be probably similar to Rust Lord, Renegade Raider. Those sort of fit in with like the idea I'm trying to get across here. And on top of that, you also have that one like junk robot type skin, things like that, but you know, more crazy. Like, what if it's like the king of the post-apocalyptic land of Fortnite, and he has like fire on his back, like an engine somewhere, there and like fire shooting out, something like that, it could be definitely very, very likely. And it's nothing we've had before. We've never had a theme around like this type of stuff. And with that being said, it fits in with something we've talked about a little bit before in a previous video. This one on screen right here, if you haven't seen it, I will leave a link down below in the description, also as a card at the end, so check out that video. But it is for sure possible that after the robot and the monster fight, it's got to damage a big part of the map. Like a giant robot, both of these things are humongous, and they're very likely going to destroy a huge part of the map. And with that being said, that could easily lead into like a post-apocalyptic type theme for part of the map. And then again, the skins would then fall into that very easily. But after that, then when is this fight even going to happen? I mean, it's got to happen soon, right? With season 10 just around the corner. Well, according to some leaks, we can sort of predict around when it is going to happen. According to Fort Tory on Twitter, there are going to be 8 total stages, and currently we're at around 3 or 4. But basically, there's a stage for like each part that is going to be added onto the robot, and then after that, there's probably going to be maybe a little bit of time before it actually like goes on to attack the monster. So real quick, I wanted to cover like when that is likely going to happen, because again, we're currently on like stage 3 or 4. It officially started, I think, on July 2nd. July 2nd, we were technically on stage 2. And then stage 3 was around like July 4th and so on. So it seems around like 2 days in between those. So I would predict around July 14th is probably around when the fight is going to happen. Again, that's just a prediction. They could add multiple stages at once or hurry it up at the end, and it's not going to be done like inconsistent, you know, like stages, for lack of a better word. But yeah, either way, it's bound to happen soon, but not like super soon, I would assume. Now, moving on to the second theme of the stuff I wanted to talk about in today's video. This is the one that could be, well, it's just as likely as the first one, but there are a lot of things pointing towards it. Leaks, things in game, something that Fortnite hinted towards like 2 months ago. There was so much pointing towards this being the next theme, and it's definitely super duper likely. So let's go ahead and jump into the info on this part right here. So starting it out here, guys, with a leak or two, and this is thanks to Lucas7 Yoshi for finding these. But basically, there are some files that have to do with this fight and this event that is going on, and there are 4 images right here, all with a similar theme. The first of which is this duck and hover picture right here, which isn't the best example of this, but still I wanted to show it to you. Then after that, you have when danger strikes, which again isn't the best example either. It also says take the high ground, but it's again, the other ones are more so what is very striking. There's something to take out of these. So then getting into it with that third one, it says we can build it with Cuddle Team Leader doing an interesting pose right there. Now that pose, very similar to the We Can Do It poster, which is an American World War II poster from obviously way back when. That is something to take note of for sure, because why would they have these posters in game as the files? Well, we'll talk about that, because when you get into the 4th image here, this is the more recent one and definitely more obvious as to what it's referencing. It's the We Want You with Jonesy instead of like Uncle Sam from that, again, old time poster. So I would assume that the other 2 posters, the first 2 that we covered, would also be in line with these like old time type posters, but I don't know the exact posters that they're referencing. So with that being said, it's very likely that the theme of season 10 could be like soldier themed. Like obviously judging from this leak, but there's a bunch of other stuff as well. And let's jump right into that stuff. So the next thing I want to talk about is for sure something we need to notice. Actually, it's split into 2 different things, but basically if you go into game, go into creative and go onto a specific island, or you don't have to go onto the island, but I mean, they actually made an island with this stuff on it. You go on there and there is a like military base type structures, something we've never seen in Fortnite. I don't believe in either Battle Royale or in Save the World. Correct me if I'm wrong on the Save the World side, but it's in creative, so obviously it's got to be, you know, Battle Royale. That's still something to take note of. Now with that being said, you can also pick up these prefabs in creative and you can see the specific names for them. They're very, you know, peculiar, and again reference them being a base and things like that, which would 100% connect with those posters that we just covered. Now could that just be a coincidence? Maybe, but there's another thing with this that I find very, very odd. So if we go back in time to the patch that these prefabs and also this island was added into the game, something very odd happened. Like, I don't know if this has really ever happened before. It's so unique. But if you took a look at those patch notes back when they were released, there was one line that was later removed, meaning that maybe they didn't want to showcase that too early. Maybe it was put in there by accident. And then they were like, oh no, that's talking about a future season. We got to go in and remove that. Basically, what this said was in reference to the military-based themes of stuff in creative. It said, reinforce your fort with sleek new military-style buildings. And then this is the crazy part. This is the first set of buildings that will premiere in creative before Battle Royale. That sentence right there, you go into the patch notes for 8.30 right now, and it is gone. It was edited out of the patch notes, which is crazy. Like, why would they do that unless they accidentally put it in too early? So with that being said, guys, with all of this stuff together, I definitely think a soldier type theme and like having bases on the map could be very likely what is going to happen in Season 10 and the Battle Pass for Season 10. And it's nothing we've had before, but I mean, there's a lot of stuff pointing towards it. So personally, that's what I'm leaning towards and what I think is going to happen. On top of that, also, the robot is more than likely going to win this battle, and having soldiers like with the robot could definitely be something that could happen as well. So let me know down below in the comments, guys, what you think about all of that. Did you find something in game that could maybe contribute to this idea? I'm curious to see what you guys have to say, so leave a comment. But on top of that, guys, hit that subscribe button if you are new around here for more Season 10 news. And on top of that, you can check out some of my previous videos here, such as on the left, my full guide for the fireworks and stuff. And then on the right, my previous video going over the Season 10 changes to the map that could be happening. But other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I will see you in the next one.